Hey everyone, this is Christopher Landon, the director of Scream 7, and you're watching Craven Something Scary.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, visitors, subscribers, patrons, and Cravenites. All my Cravenites, welcome to Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Well, guys, tonight it's an unusual night. I normally don't stream on Tuesdays, but I wanted to do a stream where we could talk a little bit about, kind of reflect, if you will, on the interview last night I had with, of course, Christopher Landon. You saw just now in the intro. And it was a wonderful time. And it was a really cool, special moment for me and this channel. And in turn, hopefully for all of you as well that were here and to watch the replay. And if you haven't seen the interview yet, I want to ask and encourage you. Trust me, it is worth every minute of your time because Christopher really does give us some insight. He gives us some perspective into his writing, directing style, kind of what his expectations are as a filmmaker. And not only that, he gives us some great what's the word? Anecdotal. Wow. He gives us great stories. Let's say it that way. Make it simple. He tells some great stories, even some personal stories about his father and his sister even too. So anyway, if you have not checked it out, do go check it out. In fact, I need to get a link here in the chat. So if any of my mods that are here, wouldn't mind doing that for me, I'd appreciate it. If we could just get the link to the interview, that would be amazing. So that way you guys can click it and go smash the thumbs up button. Trying to get it over 300 thumbs up. We're at like over almost 260 already. So would appreciate it if you haven't done that. That would be awesome. And check it out after the stream. So we're going to do a little bit of that tonight. And I'm also going to be bringing in a guest in just a moment. On the panel. One of my moderators actually is here as well. And before I bring her on, just want to say a quick recognition for all of the patrons and Cravenites that are here. And even if you're not here, I want to put the spotlight on all you guys for just a little bit because you guys help keep the lights on, right? You guys help faithfully support this channel and enable this to continue to grow and expand with, all kinds of things. Do more interviews, more hardware, software, just lots of stuff that goes into the channel. You guys are helping to make that happen. So right now, guys, pay attention here to these slides, and let's give a tip of the hat to every name here because these individuals are helping to make a difference. And if you're not a channel member, or as we like to say, Cravenite. If you're not a Cravenite, what are you doing? This is the time to do it. You're missing out. You're missing out on members-only watch parties and streams and custom emojis. So trust me, it's the thing to do if you're able to do it. Hit the join button. It's right next to subscribe. Just hit join, look at the levels and the perks, and just pick what's best for you, just like all of these individuals did right here on this slide. Crank it up. And
last year, Haddonfield and you were shown the shape of fear.
This fall, Craven Something Scary and the Night Watch Zone will take you beyond the edge of terror.
Not once,
not twice,
but 13 times.
Every shadow,
every mask,
every stab,
every kill,
behind every tree,
inside every closet,
down every hallway, Michael Myers is the boogeyman.
boogeyman.
And you can't kill
The boogeyman. Halloween Fest 2.
beginning September 13th, 2023.
Visit the Night Watch Zone and Craven Something Scary for more details.
Yes, Halloween Fest 2 begins tomorrow, guys, the 13th at 8 p.m. Central, right here on this channel. We're going to start here, and then on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central, we're in the Night Watch Zone for another Halloween watch party. There are watch parties for all 13 Halloween films leading us up to Halloween, of course. So check it out, 2 a week for, I think it's 7 weeks. So guys, you want to be here for these watch parties? We're doing exclusive custom collectible tickets you can purchase that commemorates the date, the movie. We have lots of surprises in store. We've gone all out this year. You're not going to believe it. In fact, Knight and I are meeting tonight after this stream to discuss the final pieces of the puzzle for Halloween Fest 2 starts tomorrow. So anyway, guys, check that out. And, hey, as far as Scream movies, of course, Scream's my first love. You know that. Halloween is my second. But don't worry, we're going to do a Scream Fest as well. I'm gonna find some time to do a Scream Fest in October, probably as well, or maybe even November. Maybe get through the Halloween season and then go to it. We'll see. But don't worry, it's coming. And you know what else is coming is my first guest, or my only guest probably tonight, it looks like, which is great because she's awesome. And she's a moderator here. She's a friend for a very long time now. And she's been a part of this community. I mean, she's here every stream, every stream that's possible. And that's a lot. It's most of them. So, guys, please welcome my good friend, Katie from Popping the Popcorn. What's up, Katie?
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody.
Indeed. Good to see you, and thanks for joining.
It's good to see you, too. It's always nice when I can hang out with my friends.
Absolutely. Same here. Same here. And a couple of things real quick I want to bring up is we got some anniversaries here. Jason, the nice one, is now hit 7 months as a Cravenite. That is fantastic, Jason. Where's the time gone? My gosh. Says, good evening, everyone. Craven, the interview was so incredible. I'm even more excited for Scream 7. The franchise is in good hands. Yes. Oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone had any doubts at all prior to last night, I hope that those concerns have been resolved. Christopher Landon gets it. He gets it, Katie.
Yes.
He really does. Yes. He gets it. And he's going to, I'm telling you right now, and we're going to talk more about the interview in a minute because I really just wanted to have like a moment to talk about it, reflect on it, what he said, different things. But yes, Jason, I'm going to echo your statements. The franchise is in good hands. I'm even going to say great hands. I'm going to go up to the next, even bump it up a little more. And let's see here real quick. Also, hey, you know what? Speaking of Cravenites, Katie, we just got ourselves a new member of the inner circle. Rock Darko is now a Cravenite. And I want to say welcome, my friend, to the cult of Craven. So you now are no longer just a viewer or a subscriber. You have stepped into the inner circle of the cult of Craven. You are now part of the inner sanctum of this channel. And Rock, I appreciate your support very much. You now have all those custom emojis, which, by the way, guys, if you're a Cravenite, you have a Christopher Landon emoji. I don't know if you guys know that, but go to your custom emojis right now. And if you want to give some love to Christopher Landon, go ahead and just blast the chat with Christopher Landon emojis. It's in there.
Oh,
I put that in there.
awesome.
Isn't that awesome? And it's a
I
rock.
didn't even notice.
I was wondering. I hadn't seen very many. So I put that in there. So Rock, you now have custom emojis. You go check it out. You can put Christopher Landon in the chat right now. And we can show him some love if he happens to tune in to the stream. So Rock, thank you for joining. In all seriously, much appreciated. Glad you're a part of the family. That's awesome. So awesome.
That is amazing. Welcome to the family.
Yes, yes. Hey, how about those emojis from Christopher? Isn't that looking sharp, man? Yeah.
Mhm.
Our new leader, ladies and gentlemen, our new leader for Scream is here, Katie.
Yes, I can't wait to see what he does with Scream 7.
Yes. Oh, me too. So excited. And you know what else is exciting is more anniversaries. Cody is now a member for 10 months, Cody. We are almost to the 1 year mark. And Katie, you know what happens on the 1 year mark, right?
Yes, I do. You get that
What
gold skull.
Yes, that's right. You get the gold skull by your name when you hit 12 months of being a member. It's the highly coveted. I didn't even realize this, Katie, but I've been seeing people chatting. They're seriously like, they want that gold skull. It's like they're
Right.
going for it, and like, it's great.
Mhm.
So Cody says, "Hey, Craven, congrats, man. Love the channel and you." On the mods, question: who would win, Stu versus Billy? Oh boy. Well,
I'm kind of biased by that opinion, I think, because
yeah.
I think Stu, sorry, I answered first before you.
No, go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
honestly, because Stu is so unpredictable, I think Stu would win over Billy.
Okay, see, I do too. And I know that, I mean, that we may be in a minority, and that's fine, but I think the same way. And the reason I do is because, Billy is very calculated serial killer, psychopath. Stu is a thrill killer. He's very
Mhm.
he's not this methodical. Well, he can be, I think. But in other words, what I'm saying is he's the kind where, they say who's going to win a fight? The person that's willing to die. The one that's willing to lose everything usually is the one that will win.
Mhm.
And so I think that's what Stu would do. Yeah. So I'm with you. We're
Mhm.
thinking Stu wins.
And Stu kind of has that that different personality disorder.
Mhm.
Like I think he could take him, especially with with the different personality disorders he has kind of in his head.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Me too. I do too. Ashley says, obviously Stu would win. Jason is going with Stu. I like it. I like it.
I've seen some people say Billy would take him, but I
Yeah.
think Billy could take him too. I think Billy just has to be in that the certain mindset, I think, at the time.
Yes. And Justin makes a good point. Stu is a Joker type killer. Exactly.
Yes.
He is.
Mhm.
That's a real good comparison.
Yeah.
Real good comparison. Um, Ronan thanks Stu. And by the way, hello to everyone here in the chat. You guys are awesome. I haven't called you out by name because we've got over 40 folks here right now. And so I'm giving a real blanket hello to everyone. But I will tell you that I do see you all here, and I'm so thrilled that you guys have showed up tonight. And you know what else is really cool, Katie, is when someone gifts a membership. And Eric at Two Boys and Their Scary Pops has gifted a membership. Thank you, Eric. That is very kind of you, my friend.
That's
And
awesome, Eric.
Katie, you're not going to believe who got it.
Who got it?
Coriander.
Oh, that's awesome.
Coriander loves horror. Coriander is a member. That is so cool.
That is cool.
That is awesome. Hey, Coriander, welcome to the inner circle, my friend. You are
Yes,
now
Coriander.
you are now in the inner
Love
circle
you.
of the Cult of Craven, big time. And by the way, Coriander's going to be a part of Halloween Fest too.
That's
She's
awesome. I can't
going to be
wait to
there.
watch the movies with you guys.
Oh, I'm excited. Tomorrow night we're watching Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Tomorrow night.
Remember last year I watched it with you guys.
Yes, that's right. That's so cool. I mean, can you believe that was a year ago?
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy how long everybody's been friends with everybody. It's crazy.
It is. It doesn't feel like that long.
Mm-mm.
It
No,
really
it doesn't.
doesn't.
I think I met Knight when I first started my channel, like a few months. So I've been on YouTube almost 2 years. It will be 2 years next month. And then I
Wow.
met you like a year and a half ago, maybe almost 2 years too. It's crazy.
Wow. It's crazy. And tomorrow night, guys, 8 p.m. Central. There it is. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, right here on my channel. We'll be watching it at 8 o'clock to kick off Halloween Fest 2. And then we're going to be watching Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2, on Thursday night at 8 p.m. on Night's channel. But tomorrow night, you want to make sure, it's very important, guys. Listen, I'm not kidding. It's important for you guys to be here because we've never done things to the degree we're doing for this Halloween Fest. Raffle tickets. You want to get your raffle tickets for the giveaways. It's going to be fun and insane. And so make sure tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, you're here. But Katie, you know what's happening before that on this channel?
What's that?
At 6 p.m., 2 hours before Halloween Fest starts, guess what? Eliza Coleman is coming on the channel. She's the stunt coordinator for Hereditary and for Kevin Williamson's movie Sick. So, guys, I'm going to be interviewing Eliza tomorrow night, and it's going to be a lot of fun. She's going to give us a ton of insight to Hereditary and Sick, and she's done other work too. But those are the two that I wanted to highlight. So be sure you guys are all here at 6 p.m. tomorrow night Central. Live interview. You'll have access to ask questions, everything as normal. And we're going to do that. And then after that interview concludes, I'll be offline for probably 30 minutes and I'll be back for Halloween Fest. So tomorrow night is jam-packed. Jam-packed tomorrow night.
I have a stream tomorrow night at the same time, so I have to watch the replay. I have a director on myself at 7 p.m. tomorrow night.
That's right. I forgot. I was like, oh no, I saw that. But that's okay. We'll watch the replay for each other.
There we go. It's okay. I'll watch it I'll probably end up watching it on Thursday while I'm at work doing stuff around the store. So
yeah. Oh, that's awesome. All right.
But that's going to be an exciting interview. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. And I'm happy for you as well. It's awesome. It's great stuff. And thank you, Val. Hey, Val, the general herself, putting a link in for the interview, guys. I'm really trying to get that to like 30, at least 30 likes before tomorrow night. I think we're around 16 or 17, somewhere in that range.
I already liked all of your live streams.
I know you have.
Am I that weird person that goes and does that?
No, it's wonderful. It really helps. I appreciate it.
I always think I'm like the weird person or like stalking the person because I'm always like, who am I? Like I think I'm a stalker or something when I go see people on their channels and they already have lives.
Well, it's all right. I think it's awesome, and it helps. It really does.
All right.
Hey, Nate, what's going on, man? Nate Reagan in the house, guys. Everybody say hi to Nate. Great friend.
I called him Reagan. I didn't know that Nate was his name. I called him Reagan.
Oh yeah, no, Reagan's his last name, so it's still his name. It's just his last name. But yeah, it's Nate Reagan. Nate, what's up, man? Nate is an amazing friend of the channel and of mine. He's a great guy. I love to meet with him and talk, scream, and screen used items, which there's nobody in the world. Yeah, I'm going to make that claim, Nate. There's nobody in the world that has a screen used collection of the Scream films of memorabilia than Nate Reagan. He is amazing.
Awesome.
Just awesome. And he's such a cool dude, such a nice guy. And I hope you get that phone call too, Nate, because whenever I put that up last night, Christopher was like, you remember his response? He was like, he's like, I may be making that call. I'm like, yes, let's go.
Right.
So Nate, man, yeah, I hope you get that call, brother. And also Nate says, Craven, let's do a live commentary on all 6 screens. Dude, okay, look, Nate, if you're being serious, bro, I'm serious now. If you mean that for real, I will 100% do that. I will bring you on the panel and we will do a live, you and I will do a live commentary and we'll watch all 6 Scream films. If you got the time, we can get the scheduling done. Let me know in the chat if you really want to do it. I'll get with you. We can start planning that for maybe starting in October or maybe even the end of this month. And we can watch all 6 films, like maybe one a week for 6 weeks. And we can do live commentary. I'm all for it.
That's
Would you
awesome.
guys like that? What do you think, Katie? Would that be fun?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. That would be amazing. What do you guys in the chat? Let me know if you love the idea. I think it would be a fun thing to do with Nate and myself doing live commentary. Let's do it, man. Absolutely, buddy. All right. And hey, look here. We got another anniversary. Brandon the Beldam is a 6-month member of the channel. Thank you, Brandon. We love you too, my man. Much appreciated.
Oh, I guess
Much
I was
appreciated.
subscribed to Nate. I just went over just to look and see if I was subscribed to him. I guess I'm already subscribed to Nate, so I'll watch his
Good.
videos.
Okay, yeah. If you guys haven't subscribed to Nate's channel, you've got to subscribe to the channel tonight. Please go subscribe. And you know what? Maybe Val or Katie, if you know, I hate to ask you because you're on the panel, but Val, if you could do it, perhaps if we could get a link to Nate's channel into the chat, because you guys need to subscribe to Nate's channel. He's a friend of mine and of this channel, and he is so cool. He's got such cool videos, just all kinds of stuff. You got to go check it out. Thank you, Katie. So Nate says 100%. Let's do it. All right, man. Done. I will email you, Nate, tonight when we're done here, and we can start the discussion. Let's start talking about some dates and times. So, guys, there you go.
That's awesome.
A preview of coming events, as Ghostface said in one of the films. A preview of coming events. We're going to do a live commentary of all 6 Scream films, maybe starting as early as a week from now. Maybe. We'll have to get the scheduling down. All right. I'm excited. Nate, I'm excited, buddy. That's a great idea. And thanks for offering to do that with me. I think it's going to be a blast, man. So cool.
Mm-hmm. That would be awesome.
And thanks, Katie, for putting the link in. And Denisha, what's up, Denisha? Also put it in. That's fantastic.
See, we're too fast for you.
You guys are, I'm telling you, you're so quick. I love that. And look here, and Nate, you're getting some subs, buddy. Charlie subscribed. Brandon, Elm Street. What's up, Elm Street's Last Brat? That's a great name.
Yes,
Elm
that
Street.
is.
Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
Just subscribe. Justin just subscribed. There you go. And Nate, getting some more subs when it's well deserved, buddy, because your content is awesome. Awesome. All right. And real quick, also want to acknowledge, hey, we got another member tonight. Ronan. What's up, Ronan? Dude, that's so cool, man. Ronan has joined the channel. Ronan said, you know what? I'm not satisfied with being just a subscriber and a content consumer here. I'm going to step it up and I'm going to become a Cravenite, a channel member. And Ronan, seriously, man, that means a lot, buddy. Thank you so much. Your support. Every single person who is a channel member, you're making a difference and you're really helping this channel grow. So thank you so much, Ronan, for that. You are now, my friend, in the inner circle of the cult of Craven. So welcome to the inner sanctum. Cravenites, make sure you're all giving Ronan lots of love in the chat. Let's welcome him in. And Ronan, you've got those custom emojis now, man. You've got Ghostface. You've got Stu, right? You've got Wes. You've got Christopher Landon. Just take your pick, man. Enjoy. And you'll also be getting an invitation to this month's members only watch party, which will be coming up soon. I'll be scheduling it very, very soon. And the movie we're watching this month, my brain is going in all kinds of directions. Let me see here. What is our member? Oh, yeah, Natty Knox. Natty Knox. That's right. I can't wait. I've been holding off to watch that movie, Katie, for this.
Never heard of that one.
Okay. It looks good. It looks like a really good movie. Denisha actually picked the movie, and it was her choice, and the random wheel selected it. So, again, Ronan, thank you, my friend. And speaking of Denisha, with a $2 super chat, thank you. It says, Craven, I'm here, buddy. Okay, great. Well, come on, Denisha, come on backstage, man. You can come on in. Just click the StreamYard link I sent you in Instagram. And once you're here, I'll bring you in. Fantastic. All right. Thank you. And Katie, we got a super chat. You know what that means? It's time for a clip.
Yeah, and I don't even know what you're gonna play.
You just never know, right? You just never know. I'm feeling a little bit of, you know what? I was so thrilled to have Christopher Landon last night. I'm feeling a little thriller style. So let's kick it, guys, for Denisha's super chat clip. Crank it up. Here we go.
That video, the first time I seen that one, I was like, what am I watching right now?
I know. I put that thing together and I still ask myself, what am I watching?
Well, you remember that one that I sent you, Pickle Surprise, and that one for a little while? First time the look on your face for that one. That
Katie, I was not ready for the pickle surprise. I was not ready for that.
That was some of the funniest times that I've had with you.
Absolutely. Those were great memories. I'm telling you. Hey, Cody. Cody said, love this channel so much. Well, thank you, man. Thank you, Cody. It's very, very kind. And I was noticed here, I'm trying to catch back up here. I'm so far behind on the chat. Retro, what's up, Retro?
Hey, Retro,
so,
welcome.
Man. He says, great content. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And I saw that we had, let's see here. Yeah, we need to get a link to Charlie. I mean, not Charlie. Kate, I'm looking at Charlie's in the chat. Katie, we need to get you to 1,000 subs.
I'm almost there.
Where are you at? What's your count?
I looked earlier when I got off work, and I'm at 960.
Wow, 40 away. So, guys, listen. Katie, go ahead, please. Put your link in the chat if you haven't done so.
Put it in there.
Okay, Val, thank you. All right, that's awesome. So, guys, listen. Popping the Popcorn, that's Katie's channel. She needs 40 subs to hit a humongous milestone in the world of YouTube, which is 1,000 subs. That is, you got to understand, for YouTube, it's different than in social media and stuff. It's a lot easier to get 1,000 followers on Twitter or Instagram than it is to get subscribers in YouTube. It's not the same. So it's a big, big deal. So she's almost there. 40 more to go, and she'll have that 1K by her name. So let's help get her there. If you have not subscribed to Popping the Popcorn, my friend Katie here, please go and do so. She does movie reviews, watch parties. She does all kinds of great stuff, and her videos are always a ton of fun.
Sometimes you see Craven over there.
Sometimes you do see me over there. That's right. You just never know. So don't miss out. And before I bring Denise on, I just want to say hi to Chris. What's up, Chris? As a new subscriber. Love your content. Big Scream fan. Thank you, Chris. That's awesome. And I appreciate you being here. Make yourself at home. You know, this is a place that one thing that I do here in this channel is that it's a place where everyone has a voice, and there's no bullying allowed. There's no ridiculing allowed. You're allowed to have a different opinion than me, the host, or other people, and you're not going to be shamed or ridiculed or put down. As you know, the biggest thing here on this channel is respect for each other, and that even though we all sometimes have different views, even within Scream movies or characters, it's done with respect, because people matter more than movies.
Yes.
People, right, Katie? People matter the most, and relationships matter the most. So if you're looking for a place that you can hang out in a live stream and be accepted exactly as you are, and that you're respectful to others, they're respectful to you, and you're not marginalized, you have a voice, you found a home. This is it. So welcome, Chris. It's a pleasure to meet you, my friend.
I agree. That's the way I do my community as well.
Absolutely, you do, Katie. Katie's, you know, you're going to find that the folks that I bring on this panel we're very like-minded in terms of our mission and how we do things. And yeah, so trust me, you're going to be happy subscribing to Katie's channel as well. And Retro says, great name. Thank you, man. You know, I've had a lot of folks that said that they clicked onto the channel because they had to see because of the name. And I think that's really cool. Yeah, Wes Craven's my favorite director, obviously. And it just came together like lightning in a bottle. And there it was. And so thank you for that. Thanks for saying that. Now we have another guest, one of my other moderators here on the channel. And you see her in, again, almost every single live stream. She's so faithful. And also a Cravenite, all that. Please welcome our good friend, Denisha. Hey, Denisha.
Hey,
Hey
Denisha.
guys.
How
Hey
you doing?
Karen.
Good to see you.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Man,
You
we're
doing
doing
good?
Awesome. Yes. How about yourself? You doing all right tonight?
Good. You guys, we did good yesterday, guys. We pumped it out yesterday. Craven, I'm proud of you, buddy. You knocked out the park.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. I really enjoyed it. I was honored and grateful, and it was just a pleasure it was a real pleasure to meet him, Chris. And what I really loved was whenever the interview was over and it was just him and I backstage, he made a comment where he said that he looks forward to coming back after he makes Scream 7 so we can talk about the movie.
Woo.
Yes.
That'd be so awesome.
I'm like, wow, that was amazing. And so I'm like, and I asked him, I said, well, so how about maybe like whenever the embargo lifts, where they do the press media interviews, like before a movie comes out, they always have the cast members and the director, you know, go into Entertainment Weekly and Variety, you know, all the big outlets and doing interviews to promote the film. And I said, maybe during that period of time, I could have you on to talk about the movie. And he said, absolutely. So I'm gonna be having him back during the press releases, guys. So get ready at that time.
I know. Hopefully we can talk about Scream 7 this time.
Yes.
Because everybody's talking about it. So
yes, indeed. And Charlie, what's up, Charlie? I was gonna say hi to Charlie. Charlie, it's good to see you here.
Hey,
it really is.
Here.
Yes.
Good to see Charlie.
It's so nice to see Charlie. We always miss you when you're not here, but we understand. And we just want the best for you, and we want you to be well and to feel well. That's number one. But I love that you're here tonight. Thank you for coming in. And Charlie said, I joined the stream after watching The Haunting. You guys seen it? If so, what were your thoughts? The Haunting from 1999. I don't think I ever saw that.
I don't
neither.
think I've seen
Me
that
neither.
either.
I haven't saw it before neither.
Ooh.
I guess we
man.
have to do a watch party for that.
I know,
We
right?
may, Katie,
Watch
you may,
parties are we having? We're having always through October.
I'm getting so booked on watch parties. There's not enough days in a week to even get them all in.
I know. Well, how about this? We'll go on my channel and we'll watch it over there.
Okay, fair
That
enough.
way-
Yes.
That way you don't have to host it, and you can just sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
There you go. I like that, Katie.
And you
I
don't
like
even
that.
have to moderate over there, even though that you're moderator over there. You don't have to moderate.
I could just take a night off. I love that. Watch the movie. I love it. Yeah, Katie, let's do it. Let's talk about that. We'll get a date set.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
So
Craven,
Charlie,
I cannot
yeah?
wait for us to show out for that 9 Knots.
Oh, not
watch
yeah.
party. It's gonna be
That's
so much
right.
I've
fun.
not seen that.
I haven't
Yes,
either.
I have not seen that neither, and I was so happy
Ooh.
that I got chosen. And everybody could see it.
Yes, it's
So-
gonna be awesome. I guarantee you, it's gonna be a first-time watch for us, all of us, and I bet you at least half the people will be first-time watches for that movie.
Yep. I know I'm gonna be, so it's gonna
Mhm.
be pretty cool.
Val just said I'm 32
Yes.
away from 1K.
Oh, you got a subscriber, K-pop.
Just got
Okay.
8 subscribers in the last 5 minutes. That's
Yes,
awesome, guys. Good
awesome.
job. Thank y'all. That's fantastic. Well, Charlie, I'll tell you what, we'll let you know when we watch The Haunting on Katie's channel. We're going to all watch it, and we'll circle back and let you know what we thought about it when
Charlie,
we see it.
I can message you, Charlie, because I talked to Charlie personally on Instagram. So,
Yeah.
Charlie, I'll message you, and if you want to come on the panel, you're more than welcome to, as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. And I've got another guest here that's going to be joining us. But
That's so cool.
I have another guest going to be pop. It's going to pop in just a minute. But hey, look, I love the dad jokes. I love puns. It is what it is. But before I bring him on, let me play a clip for Charlie's super chat. Let's see here. I saw someone in the chat was asking about a requested was it the Stew Train song?
Hey, Stew Train, baby, let's go.
Little Jack Stannis. Destin, dude, I'm just reading Destination Station. I need to watch the interview. I missed it, bro. Okay, Destin. Priority for you tonight when this stream is over. Trust me, man.
Destin.
Dude, you got to go watch it. You got to do it. Christopher gives so much amazing insight, and I'm going to reflect on that here a lot. I have a lot I want to say. I haven't gotten to yet. I'm going to, so don't anybody go anywhere. We're going to get there. I promise you that. But in the meantime, let's play a clip for Charlie's super chat. Let's see. How about we do, instead of the Stew Train song, let's hear Matthew Lillard talking about Stu Macher, his character. Here we go, guys.
Stream 7, baby, let's go.
Let's get it up. Here we go, guys.
How would you envision Stu returning to Scream 5?
Scarred. Well, he's not in 5, I'll tell you that. But whenever he comes back somewhere in the future, because that's what happens in horror movies all the time, they bring the killers back. He's scarred, but yet handsome with great abs.
He feels he didn't die.
I didn't, dude. I will throw a TV on my face right now to prove it. On TV, I will be like, here's the deal. This 2-ton TV, I'm going to throw on my face. And if I die, then I will let this moment go.
I think the TVs now you wouldn't die, but the TVs back then you definitely would.
I would not die. I would not die. They had to add those sparks. Those sparks aren't real.
So I would like to argue on behalf of the stupidheads out there that he is still alive.
Yeah,
yeah.
Soup trend, baby. Let's go.
Never
Right?
get old.
Okay,
It never gets
emojis.
old.
No,
That's
it
right.
does not.
I love those two emojis. Cody says I gotta head out. I got a headache. Cody, thanks for
Bye,
stopping in.
Cody.
Hope you
Have
feel
a good
better.
night. I hope you feel better. I know the
Take care.
feeling.
Yes. And Joseph's got to head out too. Joseph, you
Have a
take
good
care,
night,
my
Joseph.
friend. Yep. Well, guys, I've got another guest that's knocking at the door. Let's bring him on. And then we're going to get to another super chat. And then I'm going to share some of my thoughts about last night. First of all, let's bring on our good friend of the channel. And he's always in the chat. You guys know him. He's such a great part of our community. He has a great channel too. And he's already gifted a membership on this stream tonight. Please welcome Eric from Two Boys and Their Scary Pops.
Hey, how are
Hi,
you?
Eric.
How
Hey
are you?
there.
Eric. How are you, my friend?
Good. I was actually I asked my date to meet me at the gym, but she didn't show up. So I guess we're not.
Oh.
I guess we're not going to work out.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
no,
dude.
Eric.
Dude.
I'm
That's
sorry, Eric.
Oh,
No,
Oh.
it's a pun. It's a joke.
it's a joke, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's not. We're not going to work
I
out.
know, right?
That's good, man. I love that. See, I
I'm
love
bad
that
with the joke,
stuff.
Eric. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. How's it going, ladies?
We're
Good.
It's always good to see you, Eric.
It's same. I just want to say that was so amazing yesterday, and I'm looking forward to even watching it again.
Oh,
I
man.
really was taken back at how like relaxed and like chill he was. Like, you know,
Yes.
sometimes you don't know what, like you don't get that side of their personality, you know, and
Mhm.
just the things that he was saying, the stories, and it's like, you know, like, man, this hour is going to go by so fast.
Oh gosh, and it did. It went by. I mean, we went I think 8 minutes over, and there was still so much to be said, and it was just crazy, you know, because when you say an hour, I mean, it sounds like a long time. It is not. It is. I have learned in doing this. That is quick, but also, I'm also very appreciative when they commit to 1 hour because that is generous, very generous to give that an hour of their time up. And
that could be like 15 minutes, you know what I mean? It could be like, like 2 questions, you know?
That's right. I mean, you even watch like some of the interviews like on Entertainment Tonight and some of these shows, they're literally like 8 minutes interviews. They're like 8 to 10 minutes tops, and it's done. I mean, they're out of there. So
well, even the Stu interview like that you just showed, I wonder how long that one actually, if that was actually an hour worth of material, right? You know?
Yeah,
it was.
No, I bet it wasn't. I bet it was a pretty short. So yeah, it's so cool that he did that, and I'll just kind of share a little bit. Oh, before I do that, I do have a super chat. I don't want to hold up the super chat here because then I'm going to dive into it. But Charlie's coming back with another super chat with the $10 super chat. Wow, thank you, Charlie. That's so kind and generous. Says, love to join you guys on a panel. I think you would enjoy it because it stars Liam Neeson. Ooh, and Owen Wilson. I didn't know that. Okay, what a great cat. I'm a Liam Neeson fan. I think
Me too.
Yeah.
Taken 4. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Taken 4.
Exactly.
Taken 4. We gotta go back to Taken 4.
That's awesome, Charlie. So yeah, Katie's gonna host it, and Charlie said that she's up for doing it. So
yeah,
Charlie's up for doing it. So that'll be fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Eric, you're welcome to come in. Tanisha, you're welcome to come too.
Oh, thank you, Katie.
Very nice.
Where are we going?
Go visit
Eventually,
my channel.
yeah, eventually on Katie's channel, we're gonna do a watch party here of The Haunting from
Nice.
1999. We haven't seen it, so
Mhm.
but you know something I do see here on the screen is this glorious shade of yellow. And every time I see this shade of yellow,
Oh, I know it's
it
coming.
just it's coming because I can't help but think of the spicy mustard that would
Yep.
flow from the yellow. And so, guys, and if this is your first time on the channel, you're probably thinking, what in the world is going on with these clips? Well, they're just to have a good time. I like to make a smile, have fun, get a little laugh for super chats. And so here's a clip that's going to go kind of coincide with the yellow. We like to call it spicy mustard. So crank it up and enjoy. Here we go.
Do you feel the hunger tonight? Are you a little hungry? I wanna be a hot dog. Be a hot dog tonight. I'm a hot dog. If you wanna take a bite. I'm a hot dog. If you wanna dip me in spicy mustard, then you can. Because I'm a hot dog. Wow.
Wow. That's awesome. And Charlie said, why do you think I did a $10 super chat? Because that's the only one. That's yellow.
Exactly. That's what I figured.
Charlie
that
just
part.
wanted
She
to
wanted
see
you
just
hot
wanted to
dog.
see spicy mustard. That's all.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
spicy
awesome.
mustard.
That is hilarious.
Oh, and I'm so glad that Christopher Landon is going to have director and writers all over that fingerprints. Whew. When he said that, I was
Yeah.
happy about that. When he said
Yes.
that, yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of talk about that actually too, because one of the things when I was preparing for the interview with Chris was because I knew that Scream 7 obviously was off limits. We can't talk about it. It was NDAs. There's all that stuff. So what my goal was last night, one of my goals, I had more than one. Was one of them though, was to be able to gain insight for us to understand kind of his approach to making a movie, writing a story, and bringing that together so that we might be able to better understand how he's going to approach 7. And so there were some very carefully crafted questions that I worked on and tweaked in the interview, and mostly towards the beginning. But there's one later as well. But I really worked on these to make sure that I was staying within the integrity of my commitments, and not doing anything shady. It's just legitimately asking because I want to know. I want to understand how he does this. What's his method?
Yeah.
And so the question that really was the one that I thought was so revealing was when I asked him about how most of the films that he's directed, he's also written or co-written, and how important is it to him that he has input to the story and the script of a movie that he directs. And that's the question. And his response when he came back and said, the first thing he said was, it's very critical to me. The minute he said that, I was leaping up and down inside.
I know you probably wanted to jump up and down.
I wanted to, you know what I wanted to do, Denisha? Let me show you. Here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. I wanted my fist up in the air like this.
Yeah, baby. Yes.
And say, yes.
Yes.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. But I held back. I maintained restraint, and I I celebrated inside and he went on to explain how it is, it's really important to him that he at least has a voice, like at least as a co-writer, even if he's uncredited as a writer, and that's a very important thing to him. And so when he ended that response, my takeaway was based on what he said and the passion with which he said it, I don't believe there is any way possible that he would agree to direct a film and be hands off in the writing. I don't think so.
Exactly.
I-
That was my thought too.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I was
I-
like, bye, radio silence.
Well, and that's the
Right.
thing. Like radio silence is to contrast that. They had zero input on the writing. They said that. They're like they have no
Exactly.
idea, right? They're separate from James and Guy. They're just handed a script and they're told, here it is, go make it. And that's what they did. But that's not going to be the case with Christopher. I don't believe it. And that response he gave was, it seemed to me like it would be a deal killer if he wasn't able to help shape the story and help mold
And
it.
I wonder too if the actual draft that has been written is not like 100% cement and stone, where the production, the company can be like, yeah, we kind of were going in that direction, but you know what? We kind of want to now know his vision,
Right.
We'll give him an
Yes,
opportunity.
exactly.
Like, they're hiring him knowing that his credentials is writing and directing. Why not tap
That's the
into
best
that
part.
resource? You know what I mean? Why not tap into that resource?
Yeah. 100%.
I
And
agree.
I got excited, and I also got like this feeling of calmness where I'm like, you know what? If James and Guy are the writers still, then at least I know, and I think we can be comfortable to say we know that he's not just going to take it and just do it. He's going to look at that script. He's going to talk about it. And if he sees continuity problems, plot holes, things that don't make sense, like having Bailey appear from the crime scene at Jason's apartment to the bodega in 3 minutes, it just doesn't add up.
Exactly.
I think he's going to prevent that, guys. I think he'll say, you know what? This doesn't add up. Let's modify this. Let's change the time. Don't even show the time. Because then if you don't show the clock, there's no issue. It's that kind of stuff. I really believe Christopher is going to be that. He's going to do that. And I loved what he said. He said his number one goal, and I know I'm spoiling a lot for those who haven't seen the interview. Please go watch the whole thing because there's a lot more than this. But he said his number one goal is that he could sit down with all of us as a fan and watch that movie and love that movie, love that Scream movie on the screen. That's his number one goal. And
I
guys,
hope that there's gonna be a butt bath. And I hope Stu is gonna be doing the whole entire butt bathing. Just
Well, I mean, you look at Freaky, and you had 4 people. 4 people go like that. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's something that he like. I mean, and that cast, you had a small cast too, but I mean, you just think that like, and you could tell he was chomping at the bit to want to say stuff or at least talk a little bit. Like
for sure,
because he was like, I'm in Craven Something Scary's backyard. Craven, like Scream, like this is something that he enjoyed as an intern. So this is his baby, this is his baby right here. And he's a proud parent, and he definitely wanted to give out a little bit more, but he did give a little bit of tidbits. It seemed like he did talk a little bit, like, wasn't completely hands off. There was some things that were alluded,
Yep.
That's right. There are like you said, little nuggets throughout that interview that if you really watch it and you really pay attention, listen to what he says, you can say, oh, okay. So I could see how this is the approach we're going to see here and how he'll process things here. And one of the other things that I was impressed with was when I asked him about what his method of writing is. Does he have a process or a method of writing? And he talked about how he writes the story in chronological order of the story. So in other words, he doesn't write random scenes. And I even commented in my response to it, like some people write these random scenes and they go back and try to connect the story to them. he doesn't do that. He starts with the opening and he writes it as it goes. And I think that's really interesting because that's going to help you avoid plot holes because you're writing it in order of the how it, like he said, it's like he sees the movie in his head.
Yes.
And just real quick to contrast that, I remember something that James Vanderbilt said about the shrine scene. He said the whole TV with Ethan. He said we had this line written that I saw that in a scary movie once, which is what Kirby said. And he said, so they basically tried to come up with a scene that would match that one sentence of dialogue because they wanted that dialogue in the movie. And I'm like, instead of doing something like that, just write the story, just write the movie.
Yeah.
And I was impressed anyway. I thought that was a really cool way to do it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think the way that he envisions it, because you can even see it in like Happy Death Day, and you can see it in Freaky, that he does it that way. And I think that's what I like in directors, is when they can vision it from the beginning to the end and just like do something like that. Like he said, he doesn't even listen to music as he writes either.
That's right.
And I thought that was really interesting. I was like, most people are either having sound in the background, and I was like, that's really interesting.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's pretty cool that he can actually help James and those two back there in the writing team, because he has the experience of a belt, and I think he can really help him out.
I do too.
I think somebody of his caliber, he's gonna want to put his own stamp on this. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you're coming in after something that was created with 5 and 6, but now like, I mean, you're directing, but you can also write. So you have an opportunity to open up the door for something more for the franchise differently, especially a franchise that you were on board a long time ago. So like, it just seems to me that like he's not here just to direct somebody else's script. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean?
I do too. I think you're right.
Oh my goodness, radio silence. Why would you like just bail out on screen like that? Just two of them, and then you're gone. Did you just want it to be for cash? Money, cash.
Maybe money became an issue too, but they had other projects that they were going to be doing, and just,
right.
But I mean, it works out for us, right? I mean,
I think
that's what I said.
Yeah, I was going to say, I appreciate their contribution. I do. However, I think we're in a better position now than we've been since Wes passed. I think Christopher has got the chops to do this right. And I was already, you guys know, I was already excited about 7 with Landon. I mean, and now after meeting him and hearing his response to these questions, that excitement went from like 10 to 100. I'm like stoked for Scream 7. That's how excited I am right now.
Well, and the other thing, like he said, I'll be back. You know what I mean? Like you can tell he wants to talk Scream. Like it's a passion. He knows like in this community, your channel, like there's that passion there. So it's like, it's kind of unfair. I can't really talk about it, but you know what? I am excited when we can. And that's what I got when he said I'll be back. Like that's the way I took it, was like, you guys wait, because when I come back, we're gonna open up a whole new bottle and just kind of just have some fun with it. And so I thought everything went extremely well. Like that was so awesome, and just his approach to the chat, like everything, like was totally. I didn't expect it. Like heading in, like I was just kind of feeling like maybe he's gonna be a little bit on the stuffy side, right? But then
you never know. Yeah.
And then but then it's like when he comes in, he's like totally just like he's been here so many times before.
Yes. Exactly. And something I'm gonna let you guys know, that, and I'm not breaking confidence. I'm not saying anything I shouldn't. But whenever we ended the stream and it was just him and I backstage, And we were talking about, I told him how excited I was to have him back, as he mentioned in the stream several times, at least a couple, that he was going to come back. And he said, here's what he said. He said, "Oh man," he said, I'm ready to come back after I've made a Scream movie and I can talk to you about it.
Yeah.
That's what he said on his own, unsolicited. And then that's when I said, well, I said, maybe when the embargo lifts, and because whenever the movie's made and they have an announcement of a release date, there's that period, remember, where they allow interviews. The cast members go to all the big media outlets and the director, and they all, I said, maybe, what about whenever that happens, like during the press junket or this, whatever. And he said, oh, absolutely. So he's already committed to coming back to do an interview about Scream 7 before it comes out, guys. So normally let me just put it in perspective. Normally these guys are going to Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Entertainment Tonight, Entertainment Weekly, these huge media outlets that we all know. But you know what? Amongst all those, he's going to be coming to Craven Something Scary. And I am so excited.
You got Craven Something Scary weekly. I mean, and it's Craven, which is based around something that he's doing. You know what I mean? So
yes,
really like him saying things like that. It seemed like he was saying it in the stream. Like you can tell he was so wanting to just, get into a few things. But he did. He had so many other movies that were amazing, and it was great, and so many stories, and just to go off of. So I think it was definitely that's one of those things where it could have went 3 hours easily.
It could have. It really could have, Eric. We could have gone 3 hours and still felt like we didn't touch it all.
Surface,
yeah. And real quick, guys, I just want to point something out here. Charlie has gifted 5 memberships, guys, in the chat. Oh my goodness, Charlie!
Look at that, Charlie!
Wow! Yes. That is so awesome. So, Charlie, thank you for that. 5 new Cravenites coming in, and let's take a look here and see. It looks like Paula. Hey, Paula Fitzhenry is back in the inner circle.
Yeah,
Paula. All right. One and only GT. Welcome. And Hollywood Guy, our friend Hollywood Guy, is back in the fold. Welcome. And Carrie C is back in the fold as well. And Melissa is now back as a Cravenite. Welcome back, everyone, to the inner circle. And Charlie, that's so generous of you. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yes, so nice. Much appreciated. And Charlie says, welcome to the family, everyone who got my membership. Yes, thank you, Charlie.
Yes.
That's so nice.
Yeah. I'm always
and then as I was on the stream, I have Patreon, and Brandon became a Patreon member as I was on the stream.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So Craven, somebody says they don't see a join button.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to get a join button on there.
If you're on an iPhone,
you're
not going to see the join button, which is I don't understand it.
Yeah, we neither.
YouTube doesn't. I can't believe they haven't fixed it. So Retro, here's the way you can do it. You can, if you have a laptop or a desktop, you can absolutely, it'll be there. The minute you log in, you'll see it. Or if you have someone who has an Android, a non-iPhone phone, if that makes sense.
Here,
that you can do it that way.
This way. Here.
That's what. Yeah.
Val just did it. Val just did the link. So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
he's got it. Retro's got an iPhone. There, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have an iPhone too. So people have the dot links for me because I don't have the thing.
Yep.
I was just about to do the same thing, and then Val just did it.
Exactly. Without the dropping the link, I'd be like, "How do I join?"
That's awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks, Val, for putting that link in the chat. Yeah, that will take you right to where you can join. You'll see the different membership tiers, and you can choose which one is best for you, depending on what you're looking for. And I will tell you this, that my top 2 tiers actually come with a perk of an opportunity to be able to be on a live stream on the panel. So it's pretty awesome. So check it out. Thank you, Retro. Check it out. And thank you for that link, Val, for everyone who does have the iPhone. And hey, speaking of new members, Gina is back as a Cravenite. Welcome.
Go Jordy.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you. Gina it was so funny because Gina was saying how every time she's tried to renew each month, she's been gifted one. It just hits her. And so she just missed Charlie's. I tell you what, if Gina would have been here when Charlie did it, I bet she would have gotten one. It's been going for 6 months that way.
Right.
But Gina, you actually got to renew your own this time. It's the first time.
Right.
I love it. Thank you, Gina.
Yeah. She's a member on JT's channel too, so.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So am I, by the way.
I know. I was there like, yeah, I was so glad to see you be a member that day. I was so glad.
Absolutely. I support my
Once
boy, JT.
Once I get my watch hours up, I can start having members, but I have to get my watch hours up.
That's right. And Jordy, there it is. See, finally managed to renew my membership after 7 months. That's awesome.
That is. That's too funny.
It is. Retro says, sorry, I can't find it. I clicked the link. Retro, I'm so sorry. It's the iPhone, man. If you have a laptop or if you have access to a laptop or a desktop, it'll be there. It'll be there. Hopefully you may have one of those.
Yeah,
as an
and
option.
The thing that kind of sucks about sometimes they have the link there, and the link would come back to your channel. And sometimes I'll be like, if they have, I'm not sure if there's 2 different links that you guys have or not. But the iPhone it really messes up sometimes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I don't. Again, it blows my mind. YouTube is this is a massive company. I don't quite understand why they don't have that fixed, but it is what it is, right? We make the best of it. Retro says, "Darn iPhone." I know, man. It should be so easy just to click the button.
Google needs to get with the times.
And sometimes if you get the paid YouTube, I know that there's a paid subscription for YouTube with non-ads, and sometimes they got the memberships and stuff on there too as well.
Yes, that's right.
So
and here's a different link. Try this one. Try this one here. Retro. See if that works for you. If that link doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to hit a laptop or an Android phone. If your family or friend has one, you could borrow or just use for a second. But yeah, thanks, Val, for posting that as an alternate link. Much appreciated. So let's see here. All right. So just reflecting again a little bit last night. Another couple of things that I really enjoyed personally was when I showed him, and he was not ready for it. When I showed him the picture of him with his dad, and you could see the genuine response when he laughed. It was heartwarming to me. It was heartwarming, and you could tell that it connected with him. It was like it was a good thing. It wasn't a bad memory. It was a good memory. And did you guys notice that how he responded?
Yeah, I did. That I'm sure he wasn't expecting that, and I was like,
no.
And I was like, in my head, I was like, you never know what's gonna happen over here.
No, it definitely struck with him. Like, it was something that as a son and a father, that's a special moment. And it definitely is something that he clinged on to at that time. So.
He looked like, didn't he play on a Little House on Prairie? Is that what it was?
I don't
His
know that he
dad.
did. I mean, I don't. I can't
dad
say for
did.
sure.
His
Oh,
dad.
his dad did. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, his
100%.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering if his dad did.
But one
Yep.
of the other stories that I discovered with him is they were huge with Chuck Norris. So Chuck Norris.
Oh
and-
yeah, Chuck Norris. He's a good actor.
So I wondered
Yeah,
if
he
you got
is.
a chance to meet him, like if he had any stories with Chuck Norris. But Chuck Norris taught his dad like some karate, or they had a chance to have some meetings.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Learning from Chuck
Yeah.
Norris is like top notch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I let Chuck Norris was like he was the anti karate hero. Like you think of like some of the guys like now like Steven Seagal and Van Damme and they do more, they're not just martial artists, but the tough guy fighters, you know what I'm trying to say, like of the 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
And Chuck Norris was like, he was nice. He was very upfront with his faith. He was, he didn't curse. He was very, he treated people right. And he was the kind of guy you like to root for.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
Yeah.
That's the guy I like to be. I like to see him succeed,
I like Sidekick, the movie that he did, Sidekick.
I love Sidekicks. I saw that in the theater.
You did?
I swear I was a kid when I watched that.
Hey, JT.
Hey, JT. So I want to stop by, hit the like button, and say, hey, okay, bye. I know you're at work, buddy.
Yeah.
It's
We love
okay.
you, JT.
Yeah, see
Yeah,
you tomorrow,
buddy.
JT, for your live stream, buddy.
There you go, man. That's right. Now this Gina's bringing up something that I'm like, oh boy, I'm just gonna smile. I felt a little bad about it just for a second because whenever he said that they weren't planning to announce him at all, and then he made the comment but he said, but we got outed, and so they had to respond, and I didn't have the heart to say that I'm the guy that broke the story.
Right?
Wow,
I was like, oh, whoop. It was me. I'm sorry, Chris. It was me, buddy.
No, they broke the story about about Radio Silence not.
Yes, about Radio Silence leaving and Chris.
Was
coming
that
on.
mentioned? Was that mentioned in the interview? I need to.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said that. Yeah, he said they weren't planning to make the announcement right now at all, but it got outed, and so they had to move it up, and that's why I posted that on a Sunday, and on Wednesday all the press releases were out. Yeah, they jumped on it and got it out.
You got your sources somehow.
I told you guys that's
exactly what
I know somebody that knows what they're talking about, and that same individual is the one who's already told me that Nev is done and she's back. It's a done deal. She's completed negotiations.
Yes. She did
Remember?
some interviews to say that she can't talk about it. Every time she says she can't talk about it, I was like, Scream 6. She said that she let it out in Scream 6.
Yeah,
I'm like, why are you
telling
saying it now for? I'm like, why are you saying you can't do it now? I'm like,
well, they obviously made the money. They made money.
Yeah.
They knew they made a mistake in not offering her things. Many people have come forward saying offer her the money. So it makes sense. And hopefully the story will, opens that up for her and not just something where,
obviously they gave her some good money for her to come back.
Yeah.
So
she had to agree.
Thing.
Well, I'm sure too, there had to been something pitched to her as well, like pro script, it's that type of thing too. But,
yeah, exactly. So something, I believe that something had to be done for her to agree to something.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm still kind of hoping that at some point you get her and Sam side by side, taking out Stu,
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
buddy.
what I'm wondering. I'm like, could this be true? Could we find the scene?
Like, do you remember I don't know if you know Marvel. Like, have you seen where Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man are going at it? all three of them, and you
Mhm.
have that kind of back and forth. That's kind of what I envision, like with Sam and and Stu and Sydney, and it's just that boom, 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 and they're just
Right.
tag teaming them.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
and then snow, right? We want snow, something like that. So
It would be cool. Yep, it would be awesome. But I'm so excited to see what Christopher's gonna do. Now I'm like, even if we don't get the snow, I'm like, that
Mhm.
is the. I'm like, it doesn't even bother me. Like
right.
I'm so
Right.
excited at the potential of the story now. And man, but yeah, I love the snow idea. I always have, and if I would certainly love to do that. Um, and Charlie's coming in with another super chat. Thank you, Charlie, for your generosity tonight with a $5 super chat. It says also watched The Ring 2. If anyone's seen, I never saw the second one. Did you guys watch the second Ring?
Yeah, I have.
You have? Okay. I watched the first one, of course.
Yeah, I see the first one. I haven't seen it either, Craven.
Did you
I
guys,
haven't
Eric?
seen anything either.
I never
Okay.
pick up on the first ring. I always pick up on the second ring.
Oh my gosh. Wow, dude. I love it. So I love it. The more corny, the better. I love it. But for real though, Eric, and then I'll ask Katie. Did you like The Ring 2? Do you think it held up to the first one, or were you disappointed?
It's been a while that I've seen it too, but
Yeah, it's been a while.
I really like the first one.
Yeah.
I think I don't feel it really held up as well. But like I said, the first one offered a lot,
Exactly. It surely did. The first time, I'm like, what? Is this coming out of TV?
I like the
Yeah.
first
It's
one
never
better
happened
than the
before.
second one.
Yeah. It and it's hard, it's really hard to duplicate things sometimes, and you get the success with the first one and you're like, okay, we got to get another one out. And sometimes it's rushed and sometimes they don't have time to bring everything together. It's hard sometimes. And you really want a good product. And sometimes you think that people are just going to go because of the first one was so good, like they're going to come see the second one.
Right.
And that's the problem, because if you look at films in the past, a lot of films where the sequel, how often does it outdo the original, and how often is it as close to the original? It's tough. It's really, really tough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very. It really is. Katie, what were your thoughts on the second Ring? Did you like it?
I liked it, but I liked the first one better because everybody knows that I'm more of a first time person besides Scream franchise. But but I'm more of an original type of person, so I like the original better than the second one. But they're still both good movies in their own way.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair. I need to watch it. Denisha needs to watch it. We'll have to watch it sometime and
I also
let you
watched
know.
Exactly.
And then I also watched the Japanese version to The Ring too.
See, I don't watch that. I bet, man, their stuff freaks me out, dude. I can't. I don't know. It's different. It's not the same as the American film.
They go all out. They have a different
vision. They do.
I even watched I was even gonna say I watched the Japanese version of The Grudge too.
See, no, thank you.
I know. Just seeing The Ring, the lady coming out of the TV. I was like, oh my god, this is something
that part
different.
I jumped at.
Yes,
yeah,
that part different. I have not seen that type of thing before.
True. It is different.
The funny thing was my cousin and I, we were watching that with the lights off, right? My dad comes home from work, and as soon as the girls pops out of the television, we jump, and my dad goes, "What are you jumping for?"
I know the lady come on the TV. You're not seeing it.
You know what? When I saw Samara coming out of that television, well, two things. First thing was what gave me literal chill bumps, and then literally chill bumps, was when she was talking to her son, and we thought the ghost story was over because they found Samara's body in the well, and it's like, okay, the spirit's got closure, the ghost can go to rest, that typical kind of thing. And I'm feeling good. I'm like, oh, okay, it's over. we're gonna wrap up and say goodbye. And then she's talking to her son, and she's like, "Oh, it's okay now. We found her. We helped her. We helped her out of the well or whatever." And when he looked at her, and he's like, "You weren't supposed to help her." I was like, "Oh, dude, I got chill bumps right now just saying it." I was like, "Oh my gosh, this movie's not over yet. What's happening next?" And then the poor boyfriend sitting over there in his apartment. And then when you see the water coming out of the dang television, and here comes the hand. Oh, what a terrible ending. I was like, this is too much. And I mean, honestly, guys, thinking about it, reliving this right now, it makes me want to do this. It's true. I can't help it. It's oh no.
There's some
and
people,
one thing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's some people around Halloween time that have made that as a costume, where the TV that have like go around. And have
Oh wow.
the thing they have the person coming out of the TV, and it looks really really good. So they have it on like TikToks and videos and stuff, and they have some really good costumes of that.
Nice.
There's these Japanese people that like to put pranks. I'm unsure if you've seen one of them before, where they had the video store try to put a prank on, probably put a ring on TV, and people came in there and screaming. When they started, they just freaked out. It was so hilarious.
I will tell you something, Denisha. I've watched some of those Asian prank videos like around Halloween. And I don't know how those people don't get their rear ends beat down. I'm serious, man. I'm like, if you pull that stuff in Texas, you're not going to walk away from that. You're going to be on the ground, on the concrete, and I'm telling you, I don't know.
The same thing in Florida. Same thing in Florida.
Yeah,
you cannot put that prank in Florida.
You better be able to run like Michael Lewis. That's all I can say. You better run fast.
And then some of them be in the elevator too.
I know.
In the elevator. I was like, oh my god, not the elevator prank.
The elevators are, oh my gosh, man. They're fun. And it's going to be Halloween season, so they're going to start. It'll all start coming up on your trending and all your recommendations and all that good stuff. Hey, what's up, Oracle? Says winding down at work. How you guys it hanging? Man, it's going good. We're gonna go for probably another half hour or so. We're gonna call it a night. We're having a good time talking about our the interview last night I had with Christopher Landon. We're reflecting on some comments and some of our favorite moments of the interview. And another thing that I want to mention about last night that I never knew before was when he shared that his dad was a horror geek. I had no idea.
Yes, I heard that part, yes.
Like Michael Landon, because I watched Michael Landon on Highway to Heaven, as I talked about in the interview. I watched every season and episode with my parents of Highway to Heaven. It's a great show.
Oh, I love that show.
It's so good. He plays an angel. It's all I'm gonna say is, if you've never seen it, you should go back and watch the old episodes. But I never would have guessed, though, he was a horror freak, or not freak, but I'll say that in a bad way. A horror geek is what I think what he said. And they would watch horror movies together. Remember when he was 6 years old? Him and his dad are watching horror movies every weekend. I just thought it was a touching story. It was heartwarming. I'm going to use that word again. And we know what Michael Landon's favorite horror movie was. Do you guys remember?
Halloween.
If you don't, it's okay.
Wasn't it Halloween?
No, Michael, his dad's favorite horror movie is Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was 2, huh? Evil Dead 2?
Yep, he loved the Evil Dead franchise, but then he corrected himself and he said, actually, to be more specific, it's Evil Dead 2. That was his dad's favorite. Yep.
Interesting.
Which is a great sequel, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's one of my
Yeah.
favorites in the Evil Dead series.
Well, and the family too, like he with his siblings, right? He watches.
Yeah, his sister.
So
yeah, him and his sister still get together and watch horror movies together. Which I think that's such a cool tradition that they were started as
Hey,
kids.
a
and
bond
they're-
never breaks. A bond never breaks.
That's right.
Got a
That's
bond.
right.
You can also, what I was gonna say is Christopher Landon seems like a really down to earth and nice guy too.
Yes, he does. Love that. And you know, he's like I say, like and Eric said earlier, you never know till you meet these folks what they're going to be like. You hope that they're going to be cordial and cool and easy to talk to. And when you find someone like that who is so accomplished and you know and he's an A-list. I mean, not to put anybody in categories, but I think we all would agree he's an A-list director. And to be that, first of all, to come on the channel, number one. And I love what he said, because I don't know if he said it when we were streaming or if it was back, but he said it's his honor to come here and be with the fans. He said that it was his honor. And that's all that mindset is so cool, because he didn't have to play at all. And it just makes you love him more. It just makes you root for him more. It gets you it just makes me even more excited that we've got a guy like this at the helm with his talent and his and on top of that, he's down to earth. Come on, man. You can't beat that.
well, I mean, he can answer. He could just like answer the questions very direct. Like, I mean, not give a lot. You know, like okay, next. You know, but it's he's elaborating. He's giving you stories. You know, he's not giving you that. It's like when you said, "Hey, we got a couple more super chats, and we know your time and stuff." Sure, he had to play and do some things that he had to take care of, but he was also saying, "You know what? Don't worry. Like, you know, we'll get through this." You know, like it wasn't like I gotta go. You know, and
yes, exactly.
Everything that he presented in the interview, like you're like, okay, I want to see this, like how he's taking on Scream 7, like you know, like because everything he's given you, you're like, yes. You know?
Yes, 100%, man.
My question to you though is, you know, when you got the word that he was going to come on, and you went did your due diligence and went through everything, got him, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to do it." Like, how? I know you were over the moon, but I mean, like, what was that like for you? Like, I mean, like, because I know you're thinking, like, you know, he's not going to.
He was nervous. He had to be nervous.
Well, honestly, the nervous part didn't really kick in until the day of the interview when I woke up yesterday, and it was like one of the only times I've ever felt nerves for an interview ever. And normally it's just excitement, you know. And but to answer your question, Eric, initially, I mean, I can tell you right now, if you want to hear the story, I will never forget it. I had sent the request probably, I think it was on a weekend, Friday or a Saturday. And then I honestly kind of forgot about it because I filed it in my mind of I'll never hear back. You know, I don't ever expect to hear, like some folks who I request, I think first of all, I never expect to hear from anyone. No, that's a rule. But there's some folks I'm like, man, maybe I've got a shot. Maybe I got a shot, you know? And he's one of the ones that I filed into. I have no shot. But I'm going to do it anyway. Because, you know, why not? The worst case is he'll respond and say kindly he can't. Or I just won't hear from him anymore. And no big deal. So I sent it and filed it away in my head and moved on to other stuff. And then it was a Wednesday. I had to go back on the calendar and look which Wednesday it was. But it was a Wednesday like 3 weeks ago. And I was online here. It was like 12:03 a.m. because I looked at the time. And I saw that I had a Twitter notification, and I looked in the mailbox. So I clicked it, and I saw the sender was Christopher Landon, and I'm like, "Oh shoot, okay." He's responding, which is amazing. I respect the ton out of that when they, even you're declined, they still respond. I'm like, okay, he's probably going to say respectfully, I can't do it. So I open up the message and he's like, hello, Steven. He says, I would be happy to join you. And I like stopped for a minute and I'm like, wait a minute. And I sat there and I read it over. I'm not lying. I reread the message like 4 times and I just kept rereading it. And I was like, I can't be reading this right. And I'm missing something, man. And so after about the 4th time I reread it, just sitting here in silence, I was all of a sudden, it was like an injection of adrenaline and excitement and euphoria poured over me inside. And I said, oh my gosh, I just landed, no pun intended, Christopher Landon on this channel. I cannot believe this. And I was in shock for days. I was like, just
yes, shocked and excited at the same time.
All of that. Yeah. I mean, it was a phenomenal feeling, man. And I remember going back and forth on a few messages with them to get a date ironed down and a time. And then once I had the date and the time, that's when I scheduled the live stream to announce his coming on, because it was that like, this is a
I
big
was
enough
wondering
deal.
that big day when you had that announcement on live stream with JT.
Yes, that's
I was
right.
like, what is this? I was like,
Yep.
yes.
And you did a great job, even though that you were nervous yesterday, and we were all telling you, you'll be good. You did great.
Thank you, Katie. You guys were so encouraging.
That's why I messaged you at midnight, because I knew, like, in the morning you're going to get up and you're going to be like, okay, here we go. But you've done so many different interviews and with different people, and even though yes, he's an A-list, but he's still like you and me, and everybody else in this chat and panel. We have a passion for Scream, right? And
That's
we like
right, man.
Right. So there's obviously that point of having that common interest that helps. So
and I'll tell you something else, man. Nothing made me more nervous. I was like, I knew I'd done my prep work, and I take this stuff. I don't know if you know this. You guys may not realize how serious I take this stuff, but I take my channel hardcore serious. And I do. And I like to play around. I love to laugh and play clips and have fun. But at the end of the day, this is a very serious thing for me. And I had my prep work done. I had my questions ready. And I'm like, okay, I felt good on that side of it. But it's still Christopher Landon, guys. So it's like,
right.
Okay. And the most nervous part for me was when I was backstage and I saw him pop up backstage in the little window. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there he is. I'm looking at him. He can't see me. And I'm looking at him in there in the little thing.
Yeah, the little
and I'm like, here we go. This is it. This is happening. And
were you more better and calm that the mods had your back in the chat?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, knowing you guys were taking care of the chat for me, that was huge. And once I started talking to him, though, guys, when I brought him on the screen and I'm like, hi, Christopher, this is, it's Steven. It's a pleasure to meet you. We do our initial greetings. And once I started to get a vibe, a feel for him, his personality, because, you can tell real quick how, if you're going to mesh, if there's going to be a rapport, how you got to treat the interview. And I could tell that right then this was going to be good. I could tell by his personality. So all of the nerves just melted away right then. And it was replaced with excitement, the excitement to get started. And I was just like, please, no Wi-Fi issues, no router issues,
Yes.
all that stuff. And
I
wasn't.
felt that when you had that last interview and that Wi-Fi wasn't. I was like, you trying to make it work that time.
Well, I'm glad that happened. I'm not glad that it happened, but because it happened, I know now in a pinch how to use my hotspot. So
yeah, your hotspot should be the number one
Yes.
thing always.
That's it.
Or
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you have like an interview like that, like you know how Fate hopped on, just have one of us hop on, so that
Right.
way you can that way we can kind of
Yeah.
to escalate the situation.
Oh
if we
yeah,
had
that was funny when you had Fate come on after when you had issues. What Nar?
It
I
was
think it was what Nar. I think when you had Nar on.
that could be too. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Fate
you
on
know,
one.
yeah, well, it's it's part of doing live, man. You're live and there's no pause, there's no net. You just learn. You just do it, learn. So now I've learned that I've got a hotspot. So if that modem crashes, I just grab my cord, plug it in, boom, boom, hotspot, bang, we're good. We're
Right.
back on at least momentarily. So hey, what's up, Keely? Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching the interview. Thank you. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you so much.
Because people don't want people who don't take the interview seriously. I'm like, why would he want to, be with somebody who don't
Yeah.
take it seriously?
Yes. Well, and it's funny because, and one thing that makes I think it different here, and not just me, but I mean others too in the community. But
Yeah.
like when you go to an Entertainment Tonight or an Entertainment Weekly, these are people that are paid to interview people all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And they may have no affinity for horror. They may not have any desire to
Right.
even watch a Scream movie, never have before. So they're going to ask their questions, cookie cutter kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
these folks can sense that. They can feel that, the actors and everyone. The thing is, here and other places in the community, we love this stuff. We live for this stuff. This is, this isn't just about movies. This is about something bigger than that. This is important, not to quote Amber, but this is important to us. This means something. And that's why when I told him in the stream how much we're excited that he's at the helm of our baby. This is our franchise. This is what we, this is our passion. So anyway, I think, I think that and I even told him, I said, hey, listen, like 80% of my channel content is Scream. And he says, oh yeah. He said, absolutely. He said, well, absolutely. And of course, my channel name. And he gave Craven some love too. He gave Wes Craven. Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear the story about Nightmare on Elm Street? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When
that's awesome.
He's like, it scared him. It mortified him to death. It was scared him to death. And then when he said, he gave this very personal story, how his dad had plastic surgery, and his face was all not quite right, I guess. And he's like, he looked up, and his dad walked in the room, and he thought it was Freddy. And he screamed. Do you remember that?
I was like, that's why you're not gonna do Freddy or Halloween. He's like,
I was at work. I was at work when I was listening to that, and I'm like laughing because it was so funny the way he was describing it, and customers are like looking at me like, "What am I laughing at?"
Oh, I know. The way he said it was, I died. I just died laughing.
And like those are stories you would tell, like if you're hanging out having dinner, you're like in a bar somewhere, you're just chilling with people that you feel really comfortable with, and you just like, you're like, it's like he came into town like in Woodsboro, stopped and get something to eat, and there we are, everybody's like chilling, and he's all like, oh, you guys are Scream fans, like I'm gonna come hang out with you,
Yeah.
Kind of the way he played it out. And it's like, well, I got some stories for you, So
yes, he did, and he didn't hold back. That was awesome. Thank you, Val. There is the link. So for all of you that are here that have not yet seen the interview, please check it out. There's the link. And don't forget to hit the like button. I'm trying to get it over 300 likes as quickly as possible, because that's going to continue to help the algorithm to push it out, to refer it to more people. So we're trying to get it to 300. I think it's about 260 right now, somewhere in that neighborhood.
I
But
think it
Are we gonna have an interview watch party?
is.
that's that's tempting. That would get the watch time up big time with everybody watching it
Right.
at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. Val says, Craven, your interview with Landon is at 1,700 views in just 24 hours. That's fantastic. Thank you. So proud of you of the job you did. Thank you, Val. That means a lot.
I'm really curious too to see now, like, if there's going to be other people that are going to try to message him, you know, or whatever, just to be
Yeah.
like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Probably.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, it's like I said, you know, you have that distinction, and you know, you made that first attempt and talked to him, and here he is, and you really feel like he really enjoyed the hour that he was here. Simba, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's what you love about it. Like with the interviews, like that's what I love watching, is when the people come on, like their reaction to you, how genuine it is, you know, because you see interviews and sometimes it's just so, like, it seems like they don't want to be there, you know, or they're just like, you know, they're doing it, and then maybe they're like looking at the time. For him, it was just like, look, I'm just gonna go, you know, and shoot the crap with you. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it came across. It was so fun. If you haven't seen the interview, guys, you're in for a treat. And if you have seen it, go see it again, because there might be something you missed.
Yeah, exactly. I have to go watch replay.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on in the interview. I agree. I highly encourage a second viewing, at least. Just
Are you gonna make like a YouTube short, like a clip from? Yeah.
I am. I did my first one earlier. Well, it's not a short, but I took the clip out about how important it is that he writes, be a part of the writing team. So that video's out now. I posted it about 2 or 3 hours ago.
Was it the 3-minute one? Was it the 3-minute one?
Yeah, the 3-minute video. That's the one. Yeah, that's out now. I put that out. I'm gonna do shorts as well, though, Eric. To your point, I'm gonna make a short to try to get some traffic in the short world. People that just watch the scroll through the shorts. And there's potential there. You know, I don't predict anything, because you can't predict anything with this stuff. But the potential's there with the right title and everything, that it could possibly, it might catch fire a little bit. You know, some of this is just, I'm going to really give the titles a lot of thought.
Yeah. and plus too, like, I mean, that's something like when Scream does come back, like, you know, when they get this writers, I know the writers are supposed to meet on Friday, you know, and hopefully when the writer's strike does come to a close and everything starts ramping up.
Yeah.
That's another one that you could replay, you know, as it gets closer to production.
That's true.
Yeah. You know, so definitely, I mean, you know, just once again, you know, hats off to you, and, you know,
thank you, Eric.
Well deserved. And like I said, I mean, I'm glad that, you know, you were able to get that. And when you first announced it, it was like, what did he just say? Did he say Christopher Landon?
Yes, I know. That's how I felt too.
Yeah. And you
thank
know,
you, buddy.
It will. I do think it is going to open the door to other opportunities, and whoever they may be. But I just think in this Scream world, it's a small world that is going to just continue to bring in your direction. So,
thank you, man.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. And I accept that and receive that. And man, I really look forward to seeing, you know, what doors could open from this point forward. You know, you guys know who my short list of people are to get on the channel. The OG3, you know, and you know, including Randy, even Roger L. Jackson. They're all on my list. Of course, Matthew's number one. That's going to happen one day. I just know it will. It may be 10 minutes, and that's fine. It'll be the greatest 10 minutes ever. It's going to be whatever it is. But yeah, thank you, Eric. That was sweet.
Well, you know, the thing is I know that in this circle that some of these people are going to see the interview or hear of it, or even if he's like word of mouth, somebody might just say, hey, this Craven Something Scary Steven guy messaged me. What do you think? And Christopher Landon's like, oh yeah, he's awesome. Like I was on his channel. Oh, you were on his channel? All right, let me,
Yes.
it just happened to see like he's interviewed this person. Whoa, this person. Okay. I mean, like I said, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Nev Campbell comes next, in that sense. And I'm just saying, and it down, whatever the case may be, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow it played out that way. But, and then of course, obviously the big one with Matthew, but I mean, just keep shooting for the stars, man, because
yes. And, I mean, it would be crazy to have, I mean, any of these folks would be amazing, but even, dude, could you imagine if I could get Jenna Ortega or Melissa Barrera or heck, man, Mason Gooding Jr. even. I mean, any of those guys.
You look at their personalities and it kind of, I mean, I don't know so much about Jenna now, but I think like even like someone like Mason or, and then even Sam, but like that could possibly like land big time. Jenna just kind of seems like maybe she would, but at the same time, it seems like she's going to kind of like hit up there so much. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, if so, I think she would be a great interview as well. Like, I mean, every one of those cast members seems to be enjoying the franchise, has some way of acknowledging how much the franchise has meant to them. Wes Craven. So I mean, like everything, the ingredients are there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, man. And if Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Jamie Kennedy, Pete Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, Nev Campbell, Roger L. Jackson. There's 7 that are in my bucket list.
Yeah.
And there's more, but I'll stop there. Those 7, man. If I got any of those, it would be surreal, like Christopher was. It'd be very surreal.
Yeah.
And Charlie's coming in with another super chat. Charlie, thank you, man. That is so kind of you. Says, anyone seen Squid Game? If so, do you think you would win or not? I personally never watched the show. Anybody else see it?
Yeah, I've seen the show. I think it's a really cool concept. It's like the Hunger Games, but for like Japanese, Chinese. It's like that type of thing. I don't think I would win. I think I would die, honestly, because I just know myself. So I would not survive that.
That's fair. Eric, did you ever watch it?
I didn't watch it. I heard a lot about it, but I could probably tell you if it's something like the Hunger Games, I'm probably not going to survive. So I'm probably going to go early. So don't put bets on me, okay?
I'm with you. I'm with you, buddy. And Denisha, are you still there? I don't know if we lost Denisha or not.
I'm here.
Oh, there. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Everybody thought you fell asleep.
Yeah, I'm on the side.
Okay, that's cool. Did you see the Squid Game?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, it's something that intrigued me, but I just never got around to watching it. But yeah, I'm going to say I probably would not win as well.
Like I tell people, there's so much to watch, so little time.
It's true. And let's be honest. Who wants to run for your life from the Squid Games when you could be having some nice tropical jazz?
What the heck was that? I haven't seen that one.
The hair.
You haven't seen that one, Katie?
That's an interesting one.
I loved it when he first time you played it with Knight. Knight was hilarious.
Oh gosh.
Was his reaction hilarious? Knight's reaction.
It was hilarious.
Sometimes
it almost
it's so funny.
It is, and it almost broke Knight, man. he could not stop laughing. He was like, he's like, man, I had to play it again. I had to play it a second time for him.
Yeah.
Especially that one night on my stream when I said I was bougie and Knight started laughing so hard.
That's right. I remember that. Oh, Charlie, thanks for that, my friend. Val has a question. Val says, Craven, I have to ask, how do you think they will bring Sydney back in? Okay, well, great question. And certainly seems to me probably I think what you don't want to do is repeat 5. In 5, she came in because there was a death of a friend. We lost David, we lost Dewey, I should say. So if you try to kill Gail or Martha or someone that she has any connection with, you're just recycling 5. So I don't think that's the plan. I think you do it different this time. I think now she needs to come under attack. Either her family or her needs to be threatened for her to get involved to stop things.
Woodsboro was to honor her. Like have like kind of like obviously she went through a lot. She's a big, like in Woodsboro, she's well known. Like if you had like a statue of Sydney, like something that where she is coming to make an appearance, I mean, could that play in?
Good. I mean, I guess the question is, I don't know what would she show up for something like that? I don't know. Maybe she might. I mean, it depends like where we're at, because in her life, in Scream 4, she had written Out of Darkness. She was doing the book tour thing, and now she's a mother, seemingly retired as far as in the traditional sense anyway. We don't know if she's still writing. I don't think that was mentioned in 5. So I don't know. It seems like she's living in Seattle with the kids and Mark. I don't know. Maybe she would go back to Woodsboro here, and again, this is kind of copying 5, but not quite. If they were honoring Dewey, not her.
Okay.
If you're honoring Dewey, it's not about her anymore. And I think that would be, she would be more likely to come versus something about her.
Yeah.
Maybe they're honoring Dewey. They're having a, it could be a statue or in front of the police station or a courthouse, or they're doing something like this. And maybe we finally get that long-awaited graveyard sequence where they go to his gravesite and this tombstone, and it's all about Dewey, and then all of a sudden, bam, Ghostface decides to crash the party, and she's already there. She's already there. So, yeah, I think that could be a scenario. I just think if it's about her, she's not going to necessarily want to come back.
Well, based on some of the movies that you've seen from Landon, like, can you kind of script maybe in a direction that he might go? Like, I mean, can you forecast, like, like, can you see him using some resources from some of the stuff he's done in the past? I mean, he said he's going to pay homage, and
lots of Easter eggs. He said,
lots of Easter eggs. So, I mean, it's just going to be really interesting. And the side of the coin is, are they going to be able to have time to bring the other ones back, or do you just make it a Sydney, standalone, and then you go into the other ones in part 8? I mean, is that a possibility? You know what I mean? Like, because of the timing and the scripts, like, I mean, that's what we're basically looking at too, is like, is Jenna Ortega going to be able to film in, say, 20 days, all her scenes?
Right.
Is Melissa Barrera going to be available? Do we get all of them on that schedule? Because now you're looking at, I mean, possibly we might go into 2025, maybe if it keeps pushing along. You think, like, or do you still think
possible
by the end of 2024 we get something?
I'm holding out hope that this strike will end by January. And hey, Spookful, just want to say hi, Spookful. I think, my hope is that the strike ends by January, and then immediately Spyglass and Chris are in hyper gear, and they're getting everything set for pre-production. Castings all gets locked up in January, and then they start shooting in like March, and they meet that initial deadline we saw of April 19th. It was a 9-week shoot for 7. I mean, for 6. So for 9 weeks, they'd have to, if they're going to keep 9 weeks, they'd have to start in February to be done by April the 19th.
I wonder what all his movies, like how long it took him to film Freaky and Happy Death Day, like how long the process went too, because obviously that might be something to factor in, with his script writing and directing, and able to put out a finished product in the time that it takes. So, but I mean, yeah, that's going to be the biggest thing, is just getting that information on who's going to be signed, pen to paper.
Yes.
And obviously getting any kind of information for that, how long do we have to wait?
Yeah. Here's what I think. Honestly, I think when the strike ends, it's going to be an avalanche. It's going to be insanity of information that's going to start coming out. I mean, I'll probably be doing 2 videos a day and trying to keep up with it. I think it's going to be that insane. And, I think another thing too, and again, I don't know this from my source, so I'm not saying my confidence level is that high, but I have heard from someone that I do view as a credible person that has said that they've been told that a lot of the core 4, a lot of them were signed before the strike started. They had locked them in, and which Nev's one of them as well. And I know I can speak for Nev because that's my actual source. So we may find out when this thing is all over that they drop all these announcements at once. They got the core, they got the core 4 back. They've got Nev back. They've got Courtney back, because if they're going to be moving fast, they're going to have to go quickly with this stuff,
Yeah.
Now, to answer your question fully, if they meet that shooting deadline of first quarter and they end, or even into mid-April, then I think we're still getting a fall release. Yes, I think October, November, they'll still drop it, which is their goal. However, if this thing goes into January and February, and now the strike doesn't end till the spring sometime, then they'll shoot in the fall, summer or fall, and then we get a quarter 1 release in 25.
So do you think you think it would be good to go, like if it came down to January in 2025, like they
so, like Scream 5 did.
Yeah. I mean, do you think January is a good month to kind of bring that in with? I mean, that's the thing you always look at is, okay, which month is a good month to kick it off? You know what I mean? That you feel might be the most productive, that people are going to go to the movies. And, but obviously the anticipation and the wait is going to build up also. But the fact that if they are signed, in a sense before the strike, then that would be amazing. And it's just falling on their schedules, like getting it all around. Like, when can you, and they've done it, like Nev Campbell, she filmed all her scenes in 17 days, 18 days or something for one of her movies. So, I mean, it can be done. It doesn't mean they have to be on the set every single day. So, I mean, they can work around their schedules, so it's definitely doable. And it's just obviously, plus it gives more time to refresh the script and look at certain things and say, okay, you know what? I kind of see a hole here, So.
Right. Yeah. And typically, or historically, I should say, excuse me, January has never been a good month for horror releases, but Scream 5 broke the rules. They broke the mold, because that Scream 5, I'm trying to remember, it was January what was it? Remember, was it 14th? January 14th, something like that.
Yeah.
And like January 14th, I do believe. And that movie did what they do. They did 150, right? 140, 150. So I don't think that it will hurt them as much as maybe we would tend to think so. But another thing too. Here's another thing. I think it's also about competition. Who are you going up against?
Right.
Strategy. See, like that's another reason that January worked in 05 or whenever it was, because there was nothing. There was nobody opening up. There was one movie, and I forgot what movie it was. I used to remember what it was. But the thing is, I think that's the key. If you find a weekend where there's no real competition, there's no blockbuster you're going up against, you do it. I think you pull the trigger and you do it. So I'm not really scared of January anymore. Not after
But
Scream
you have
5.
to have like Megan 2 might come out around sometime around that time, and like I mean, you have like certain movies that might like I mean, how are they going to look at with a Friday the 13th series, and so I mean, there are going to be some things that may like I know also, some things are getting pushed back. Like I know the Godzilla King Kong got pushed back to April. So some things are having to be done in that sense. But yeah, I mean, Scream. I would love to see it in the fall. I mean, for me personally,
Me too.
Yeah,
me too, buddy. I think it would be good to see it in the fall. I would love to see it released around Halloween. We've never had a Scream movie released like Halloween weekend or something.
Yeah.
Or that would be just kind of cool. Nathan said I nailed the date, the 14th. Thank you. I thought that was right. Good.
Well, and then if they do Five Nights at Freddy's is obviously coming out this year.
Yeah.
But they're also I know they're supposed to be doing 3 of them. So the question is too whether or not like how the success goes with this one. But like if they do a second one, how soon does that happen? And obviously they're probably going to continue for the October release as well. I would imagine.
Right. Probably.
So that you could get that in October. You could get a Five Nights at Freddy's and a Scream to cover the month of October.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and especially if you have Stu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Stu, Rock had a question. One of our new channel members here says, "Do you guys think the Stu is returning is off the table because they know so many fans expect it or hope for it?" Hashtag Stu Train. Rock, I do not think it's off the table because just as many of us that want him back, there's also those that don't, and that's okay, and that's all right. They can everyone's can have their own opinions on it. It's completely fine. However, I honestly don't think it's going to be. I don't think that's going to be the reason they don't bring him back. If they don't bring him back, it'll be for something else. But I don't think that's going to be the issue personally. What do you guys think?
I don't think that's gonna. I agree with you. I don't think that's going to be the issue. If they bring Stu back, I'm off for it. If they don't, that's okay too.
I think at some point they have to have there's a storyboard that says, okay, what if we have Stu here? You have A, and then you have B. We can't bring Stu back. Like I mean, like I think the story still is going to have to come into play. And he's been in the franchise throughout. He's been in the background. I mean, you have pieces of the puzzle that kind of link him to all of the movies. So if Christopher Landon says, you know what, I really have this concept and this idea, and I want him to be a part of this, in 7, and this is how I envision it, it's going to happen.
That's right.
I mean, he's going to get everybody in the theaters when they come and see that Stu's in it. They're going to get up.
Oh yeah,
they're
going to get it up. Exactly, man. I can imagine. I mean, it's going to be talking about adrenaline rush, seeing him on the screen and back in the movie. I mean, wow, that's one of those deals where like when I walk out of the theater, I've got to do an instant reaction.
Yeah.
And just tell everyone, look, I'm not going to say spoilers, but I'm just going to say, no, I can't do that. I was going to say, get it up, but everybody will know. Yeah. I don't know what I'll do, Eric. My brain will melt if I see Stu Macher on the screen. So I'm excited.
You're like, let me show you my ticket that I bought for the movie. and you accidentally, oh, wait a minute, this is a Stew Train ticket. Wait, hold on, let me get the real ticket.
That's right.
But no, I
Oh,
mean, and that's the thing too, is like, okay, if Stu does come back, like, I mean, there's going to be, I mean, how are they going to hide it? Is it something that they're going to hide the fact that Matthew Lillard's in? Like, I mean, or do they say, you know what? We don't care if you guys know that he's coming back. We
Right.
just enjoy the story that we've created for him, or to see how we're bringing them back. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, it's like, I mean, a part of me, do you really want in the last 20 minutes of the act for Stu to take the mask off and say, "Here I am"? Like, I mean, there's got to be that build up, right? So you want something where Sydney knows Stu's there. There's that build up that leads at least that last hour that brings that climax to the fold, that it's exciting. I don't know. I mean, but I'm glad that I'm not the one that's in the director's chair. And I
Ooh,
know that
man.
the person is. We are in great hands.
Yes, I agree, man. No matter what happens, we're in good hands. And yeah, there's so many ways, and I'm gonna be doing a Stu Macher stream soon, where we just talk about our feelings about bringing him back. How would we do it? What would your storyline be if you're the writer? And everyone will have their own ideas of how they would like to see it happen. And I've got multiple things in my mind. I got at least 2 stories I could write out right now of how you would bring him back that I would love to see. They're very different.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting, but I think it's worth doing a live stream one Saturday night. And we're going to just do a Stu stream.
And I know you have people on both sides of the fence, and I get it. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, we live in a world of horror, and people come back in horror movies all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
And I still, to this day, feel that they've always had it somewhere written to the side of trying to figure out how to bring them back, and just whatever storyline or movie. And I know some people were like, well, 5 would have been it, but maybe not necessarily, because Sydney was not in that movie a great deal. And it was about also introducing new characters.
That's
and
true.
If you would have brought Stu back, it would have been more Stu Sydney, and you wouldn't have had a lot of attention towards Tara and Sam, and and obviously bringing in Chad, and so you had to build those characters up as well. So now that some of that has come to and plus you were going to have Dewey, so there would have been a lot to unfold by having that attention go just to Stu, So I mean, now you've had a couple of shows, a couple of movies with these characters. So now you have an opportunity to say, okay, well, how can we bring these twists? How can we provide something that hasn't been seen before in Scream? Like something that would create a different environment, twist. So I mean, that's what I'm just hoping for. Like you said, when you have that whodunit, type scenario. And look, when you have as many people survive as you did in 6, it's kind of a little bit easier to peg who might be behind the mask.
Yes.
So, let's get some of that. Let's get some of that really build up of like, maybe you think who it is. Like, you're like, oh my God. And you find out at the end, you're like, I really thought it was this person. Like, oh my God, like really give so much potential to each cast member as being a possible Scream. Ghostface.
Heck yeah, man. That would be wonderful. And the other thing too is I guarantee, I think I can say I guarantee that there's going to be bodies hitting the floor. Remember what he said? There will be blood. There will be blood. I'm telling you, this whole core 4 surviving and all this, I think there's going to be slaughtering going on in this movie, dude. And yeah, I think you have to, man. You have to raise the stakes back up. And, I kind of hope, this may be controversial and maybe a hot take, but I kind of personally hope that this is the last movie of the Carpenters. I think that they should be it. And I think with Scream 8, you either continue with Sydney, which I have no problem with, and I hope she's in it, or as the lead. Or if you don't, then let Christopher introduce his characters. Let him bring in his new protagonist, and let's see what he comes up with.
And maybe he's he's looking past 7 and saying like he's got a great relationship with Jessica Roth, right?
That's right.
Maybe, and then of course the girl in Freaky.
So
maybe
Catherine Newton. Yeah,
those are characters that can be the main characters down the road instead of like assumed Ghostface or opening kills. Maybe there's somebody that could be the main protagonist and just kind of have that in his back pocket, because he's got such a great relationship with him anyways. And they could carry, they could carry a franchise.
Oh yeah. And you notice he said last night, he said he would love to get to work with Jessica again.
Yeah.
He went on about her. So that when he said that, I'm like, oh man, opening kill maybe, or like you say, maybe. Maybe he saves that, and does it doesn't.
An opening kill is just so predictable, It's,
right? Yeah. They are.
Right now, it's like okay, like we kind of pegged it in this last one, and you're just
totally. Yeah.
Give us an opportunity to be wrong, See,
wouldn't it have been great if Samara Weaving, because I told you guys the minute she signed on, there's our opening kill. Yeah. And it was. And wouldn't it have been great if they would have tricked us and it was not her? I'd have been like,
what if she faked the death like Quinn and you thought she was dead?
Oh, there you go.
And she came back in the end and had some kind of tie-in with being, whatever, like with, you know what I'm saying? Like have that twist, where like, don't just say, oh, we faked her death. Like, that would have been like totally shocking if she's dying in the opening and we're like, yeah, we knew she was going to be opening kill. And then towards the end, here she is pulling her mask off. And it turns out she's one of the Ghostface, Like,
absolutely. Well, guys, listen, I wanted to just let you guys know Denisha's going to be heading out. Denisha, it's so good to have you on the stream tonight.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
It's so nice to hang out with you
tomorrow, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Sounds good. See you then.
Tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye. But yeah, man, that would have been great. Can you imagine? Samara Weaving's in her Ghostface costume at the end, and she's man.
Yeah, just give us something that we're not going to predict, and say, okay, we're going to eliminate this, and be like, oh, wait a minute, can we eliminate it? Like, and it was just too easy as we got into the movie more and more.
Right. Right. Well, guys, we're going to go. I'm going to wrap here in about 5 minutes. I'm going to call it a night. We're going to end about 11:30 Central Time. I have just a couple of questions I want to get to real quick before we go. And Ashley asked the question, do we think we're going to get another Halloween movie? And I'll give you the very short the very short, succinct, I think is the word. I don't know. It's late. A very short answer. And the answer is yes. We will be getting another Halloween movie. And the reason I say yes is because the last one made what? 150, 160. I can't remember the number. Somewhere right there. You don't have a franchise. The last 3 movies, you had 250. Then you had like $1.50 each of the next 2. Yeah, that is a cash machine. There's no way Malik Akkad is going to sit back and say, I'm done making 150 mil for the studio, for my company. I think there is going to be a 3 to 5 years, I think is what we're looking at. And they're going to come up with a fresh approach. I hope it's a fresh new Michael Myers because he's, let's face it, you dance with who brought you there. Michael Myers is Halloween. So in new Michael, new protagonist, the Strode line is over. We start fresh. That's what I want to see, guys. No connections to the past. It's a brand new start. What do you guys think?
Definitely you can make Michael Myers. He is the face of Halloween, the Shape. He's that franchise. You put him in a scenario with new people, new cast that can create more future franchises,
Yeah.
more future movies, I mean, you have to go with the money, and he brings in the money.
Heck yeah.
I mean, they'll find a way. They're going to sit down. I know they talked about a TV series. 100%. I know that they talked about that, and and for a while back, there was a lot of that, Friday the 13th and Halloween and stuff like that. But they're not going to miss a beat when they have an opportunity to get a script going and they get the actors and they can figure that out. Just hopefully they find somebody a little bit younger that's menacing. Like Tyler Mane, he has that fit, and just somebody that they can build a good story around.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. Katie, do you agree as well that Halloween will be back?
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's just a matter of time.
I just don't know which way they're gonna take with it, but I can see it coming back.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And so, guys, real quick, make sure you subscribe to Eric's channel. Our good buddy Eric here, Two Boys and Their Scary Pops. There is the link. You can click that, subscribe, and don't forget. We were trying to get Katie up here to 1,000 subs. Last time I looked, I think you're only 30 away now. So you got 10 new subs on the stream.
I'm at 970.
There you go. So, hey, you got 10 subs tonight on this. And in 2 hours and 18 minutes, you got 10 subs. That's 5 an hour. That's pretty darn awesome. Yes, it is. You're closer, my friend. It's coming. It is right around the corner.
And then I'm going to have a big old party.
Oh, absolutely. And I will be there with bells. Bells ringing, my friend.
Everybody's invited.
I love it.
And we are on the road to 3K, and we're getting closer and closer. So, like I said, and we're trying to revamp some of the things that we've done and gear it more towards horror, and just kind of learning from Steven and just kind of seeing how we can make things a little bit interesting.
Nice.
Definitely, like I said, that's one of the things we're trying to do. So
wonderful, man. Well, that's exciting stuff. And so again, make sure if you haven't subscribed also to Eric's channel that you do so. Again, there's the link for Two Boys and Their Scary Pops. There it is.
And Val has an amazing channel as well, just so you know.
She does. Yeah. And Val or Katie, I want Val's link in the chat, please. Because Val's views, you guys need to subscribe. She's the general. And for those of you that are new here, you may not say, what are you talking about? Well, Val is the general of my moderating team. She is the 4-star general of my mod team. And she is the leader of the mods. And so if you have not subscribed to her channel, please do. She's fantastic. Spookful, you have a great night. It's 5:30 in the morning. Woo. Yeah, man, get some sleep.
Yes.
And while I'll be in touch, Spookful, I know we're still I hadn't forgot about our messaging. So I will be getting back with you, man. It's just been really crazy. But don't worry, we're gonna work it out. Okay. We're gonna work out a collab together. No worries.
And then I was gonna say, if y'all go on to my channel, if you guys want to see, because Val does horror content as well. If you guys want to vote for her, you can go vote for her for Horror YouTuber of the Month for October.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you, Val. There it is, guys. There it is. So go subscribe. There it is. If you haven't done so before you leave, hit that right now. Jump over there, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and then when you get a chance to spend some time there, watch some video content. It's good stuff. And Val is our friend. She's the general, and she's a pillar of this community. So let's definitely support her channel and help her reach her goals to grow.
Val is second to none.
I love it. Oh gosh, we could do this all night.
I know, right?
All right, guys. Well, listen, it's 11:30, and okay, Eric, go ahead and finish the thought.
The thing I was gonna. So, Stephen, what if you were looking? If you're in the chat and you're watching, your interview, what did you take from that? Like, what is something that you really enjoyed? You know, being able, because you get to ask the questions and you're going through it, but you don't really get a chance to fully take everything in.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and so now that it's been done, and I'm sure you've gone back and watched, or you've had that, like, what was your take from, like, as far as like, what did
Mhm.
you enjoy about that interview? Like, I mean, I know there's a lot to enjoy, but I mean,
Right.
was there something that you're like, man, I really am glad that I asked that, or I'm really glad that we got this part of the information? Like, what about that interview really sold it to you?
Well, great question, man. And there are many great moments. Some we talked about earlier, but for me, right now, at least, right now, and I'm going to continue rewatching it too. Honestly, because you do glean certain things the more you watch it. And uh, for right now, my answer is going to be this: it is how he responded to my question of how important is it to him that he have a say in the story and the script of the movies that he directs. And his response to that, which is what my last video I put out earlier today, that's why I did that video first. I think that's my number one right now, that I'm thankful that I asked the question the right way, and then he offered and answered it openly. And we didn't violate any rules. I didn't do anything weird or tricky. I just asked. That could have been any movie. It's for any of his movies. Do you want to have that control? And I think his response it made my night. The minute like I told you earlier, the minute he said that, I was like, I calmed down. I was honestly a little bit nervous about James and Guy. I'm not gonna lie. And whenever he said that, I'm like, oh, thank you. Okay, we're good. We're all right. We're gonna be okay. So for me, anyway, right now, that's the one. If I had to pick just one, yeah.
Well, like I said, you can dissect it, and I'm sure a lot of things are going to pop up. But
Yep.
just once again, we as a community, we appreciate you. We love you.
Thank you,
We
buddy.
really am glad that you had an opportunity to do that, and we look forward to many more opportunities.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll be able to have more opportunities to have super chats. I know that's always the hardest thing you get.
Yes.
To get your
It
super
is,
chat
man.
in, you're just like, oh, but you only get an hour. So it's like,
I know, it's so hard, and that's a learning experience for me too. I mean, it's like just because of what happened, I've got a new strategy now for the next time I get a guest who I know is going to be bringing 150 people in a chat, a huge guest. I'm going to handle it a little bit differently. So it's some lessons learned for how I'm going to handle it, and and also for my mods too. We're gonna lessons learned for my mods, because that's a humongous amount of people. 150 people is gigantic to try to manage. So, it's lots of but this is good, because these are learning experiences, and so it's better prepares us for the next ones, and so it'll go smoother. And then some guests will stay an extra hour, half hour, as you guys have seen, and then it's like, okay, cool. So we're gonna get through all this stuff. But yeah, but yeah, Eric, it was a great learning experience at the same time.
Yeah.
So got a couple of things that are going to be implemented moving forward. So the next time I get someone of his status like that, where I know it's going to be 100 and some odd people, we'll implement it. So it'd be a little bit
pretty good
smoother.
too, with
I do too.
not having many questions geared towards the subject we weren't supposed to talk about. So
yeah, totally, man. People were real good about understanding and respecting the rules, and yeah, I was so pleased, and the mods did a great job. Everyone was, they took that off of me, so I didn't even look at the chat at all, because I needed to be focused on Chris and what we're talking about. And I think that the teamwork, really did work on that stream. So,
yeah,
hats off to all my mods. Katie, you're one of them. You guys, and Denisha earlier, you guys were all fantastic. And of course, the general. And Sarah and Polar and Jen, and even Eric, of course, the Bearded Entertainment. He chips in when he can. Carrie, of course. I knew I was going to forget a name.
How
Thank
can you forget my partner in crime?
I know, Carrie, of all people. I know. Love you, Carrie. You know I do. But yeah,
And
you
you
guys
used
were
to get us
amazing.
mixed up too.
Right? I know. Surprised I'm not calling you Carrie tonight. You know, exactly.
Remember that one time we kept changing it on the stream? That was so funny.
You guys were messing with me. Katie puts Carrie on in the box. They flip names, and I'm like, no, please. I don't know what.
We had
what
to
the
mess
deal
with you.
is.
That was funny.
It was funny. It was funny. And real quick, guys, before everyone leaves, just a reminder, please, guys, come and support this interview, please, tomorrow night. It would really mean a lot to me if you guys will come show up. And if you could put a link, maybe Val or Katie, one more time for this one. It's tomorrow, guys. It's literally tomorrow. I just got an email from her a few minutes ago. I saw it pop up confirming again for tomorrow. She's all set. So at 6 p.m. Central Time, we're going to be meeting to talk about Hereditary and Kevin Williamson's Sick, as she was the coordinator of the stunt coordinator. And the stunt coordinator, remember, is the person in charge of all the stunts and the stunt crew. So it's going to be very interesting to hear how she approached these two movies. And she's committed for an hour as well. So we're going to have some time with her. So I would appreciate if you guys would come, bring your questions about Hereditary and Sick. If you have any questions about the stunt work or any of that, the action scenes, she was a part of all that. So that's coming up. And then, of course, also at 8 p.m., just 2 hours later, I'm going to have a 30-minute window, grab something to eat, refill my water. And I'm back for you guys with Halloween Fest 2 with the Night Watch Zone. Night and Coriander will be with me on the panel. And we'll be watching Season of the Witch, Halloween 3 to start off the Halloween Fest. So you don't want to miss this. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Every single watch party, something unique is going to happen. If you miss a watch party, you missed it. Sorry, you just did. You just missed it. Now
it's
you can watch
the interaction watch party. It's not something you can watch on the rewind.
Right.
It's an interaction watch party. You want to be there.
You want to be there for the live interaction. Now, of course, you can watch the replay. Sure, you can do that, but you're going to miss out on the opportunities that you can get live. So just keep that in mind. And listen, I know, look, work schedules, sometimes you just can't. But if you're at all possible, or if it is at all possible, I should say, for you to be there tomorrow night, we're kicking this sucker off 8 p.m. Central Time, and it will be 8 p.m. on Thursday night at Night's Channel. We're back and forth. So anyway, I'll leave it there. We got surprises we're going to roll out. I'm about to meet with Night in just a few minutes to go over our final little things, and I hope to see you all there tomorrow night. It's going to be a fun night. 6 o'clock interview, 8 o'clock watch party. So I got a busy night tomorrow. hanging with my friends.
You've had a busy last couple of months, right?
Ooh, brother, let me tell you. Yes, because and then Saturday, just real quick, the original Creeper from Jeepers Creepers 1, Kevin Ball is going to be here Saturday night at 9 o'clock. And then I'm going to turn right around on Sunday and come back at 9 o'clock again to meet with Nick Meese, who is the owner-operator of Scream Trilogy, the oldest Scream website on the internet. And so stay tuned for that. And then, of course, we have our Urban Legend watch party with the killer himself, Matt Berman, who is in the costume with the axe. And he's going to watch the movie with us, guys, on the 24th at 8 o'clock.
And you're almost at 11K. So
I'm almost there. In fact, I'll give you a real-time count of where I'm at right now. I am only I'm only 230 subs from 11K.
There you go.
And
That's awesome.
with my current run rate, if it holds, and you never can be sure, I should definitely be at 11K before Halloween. I should hit it by mid-October, about a month from now, maybe sooner.
Hopefully, with the interview, that'll kind of jump things a little bit up too. So,
Yeah, totally. In fact, I will tell you this: I've gotten since last night's interview, I've already gotten 21 new subs in
That's
24 hours.
Yeah.
So that's almost 1 an hour. Yeah. So that's definitely gonna help, and it's still circulating. That interview is still. I thought it was Critical Overlord took a sample of it today and posted on Twitter. It's still. So, and he told me we were actually talking to each other earlier, and he said he's going to do a video on it tomorrow. So that's going to continue to keep that out there.
well, I know Jake did something too earlier.
I haven't seen it. Did he really? About
he talked about something and then he gave you a great shout out. So you definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, he did.
I got to, because he texted me this morning and we chatted for a little bit on text. And he said, he's talking about how much he loved the interview and stuff. It was a really nice text. But I noticed he had I think it was is it the Sydney video? Is that the one you're talking about? Or is the one about Sydney? Do you remember?
Yeah,
okay.
There's one they talked. It was something he mentioned with the director too, and
okay,
it was something that came out today. So.
All right, I'll go find it.
And he was live streaming earlier too.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right, guys. Well, listen, this was again a great time. I want to thank all of my new channel members. I think we got 7 or 8 new channel members tonight.
Yep.
Nice.
Phenomenal. Charlie, thank you for your gifting and for your super chats and your generosity tonight. Good to see you back, Charlie, and just keep on keeping on and just, you're doing it. You're fighting it. You're doing it. You're winning. Don't just keep it up. And you're doing a great job. And thanks one more time. There is the interview. I believe that's the interview for the interview link, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, thank you guys for checking it out. Go watch the replay of the interview. I'd appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up button, and guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna reunite at 6 p.m. Central tomorrow. So I will see you all with Eliza Coleman, and guys, I'll see you backstage on the panel. But for everyone in the chat, good night, my friends. You're awesome. Much love to you all. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Hey, you have been watching Craven Something Scary. This is Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface, thanking you for stopping by and checking it out.